I don't care if you've been watching them girls twerking on cars all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times. I'm your host, the People Brothers, coming to you live and direct from the Vista, Smoke Down Fam with all the deck of the dank shit. On my left, Old Ninja in the world, Old Ninja.
Apparently, the word for today is woke. W-O-K-E.
On my far right, engineering on the ones, twos, choke people on the three sports, Kratos.
Yeah, I'm going to just take 2025 off, I'm just saying.
Back up in here, no Stitch, no Blue, but we got a trifecta of dankness for you. We always started off with some stats. What we doing?
First in the chat will be my boy Patrick. Thank you very much for joining us. Listener of the week would be, sorry, I'm trying to turn down my fucking echo. It's annoying. Listener of the week would be Zora, once again. Steve, coming back.
That's a great bot. That's a great bot alien. I like Zora. You know.
Why do you guys sound so low on my side? I'm pretty sure they can. It's just so weird.
No idea.
Yeah, everybody sounds normal to me.
Mm.
No?
Okay. I mean, it's not normal. It's just lower in my head. It's fucking weird.
All right. Well, obviously, Patrick, chat, let us know if things are sounding copacetic on y'all's end.
Yeah, Patrick just said echo for me, but I fixed it. So hopefully the echo fix is done now. Yeah, it sucks.
Shit. Old Ninja, what you pouring out for Holmes?
Nothing. Pouring out for all these people crying about whoopings.
Let's jump in. Let's jump in. Set it up.
I can literally barely hear you guys.
Really?
You can barely hear? Oh, yeah. Their chat saying they can hear us.
This is okay, but yeah, I can. My headphones, I can barely fucking hear you guys.
Keep it going while she's researching it. Old Ninja, you setting it up.
So it was probably the biggest reveal of 2023. Actually, I was going to say probably the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Because people have literally been holding out, probably no nut November in for like 10 years or whatever they were doing. We got a big reveal, big trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. It was worldwide release, even though someone released it early, either hackers or a disgruntled employee. I didn't really dive into it, but apparently the trailer leaked early, a date early, because a bunch of like entertainment outlets were preparing to do their live streams and discussions and whatnot, and they got out of whack. And Rockstar's like, you know what? Someone put it out online already. It sucks, but we're gonna do this. Fuck everybody. And we got a little teaser trailer. It's about like, I don't know, a minute or less. It's a huge, probably the fastest viewed trailer in like, I think YouTube's history or something. It like soared to millions within like hours. It may have hit 1 billion views by now. Maybe I didn't look, but this is big news for the gaming world. I know a lot of people have been waiting, their 10 years or whatnot. It looks pretty good from my point of view. We get our first female who is Latina protagonist and her boyfriend. It is a lot of cutscenes. We didn't really see a whole lot of gameplay, but it does look like some of it is in-game cutscenes, like real-time cutscenes versus like pre-rendered stuff. It looks like this, to me, I have a sneaky suspicion, like compared to GTA 5, where you play as multiple characters, but you're one player, that this may actually have co-op campaign, like they did with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that little trick there. But that's just my opinion. What did y'all think about this trailer?
You go first, Kronos.
Yeah, I thought the trailer was amazing. Let's just talk about how fucking Florida this was. I mean, this is obviously going to be a Florida video game. You had, can't even tell speak. Okay. They had, like, the whole Florida, like, black culture going down. Actually, black culture and white culture. Like, you got hillbillies and shit doing shit with alligators, people looking like meth addicts. You had chicks twerking on top of fucking cars. Like, they got some good jiggle dynamics going on. They had 1.21 gigawatts. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They had a lot. That was not fixed. Okay, so I guess something else to do, I guess, on my side. Hold on, you all go ahead and talk. Let me try to fix it on my side.
Go ahead.
Here's what I'm gonna say. They put Brazilian butt lifts in this goddamn video game. I'm so proud of you, Rockstar. Y'all done did it. My favorite little, not even an Easter egg, but little tidbit was they had some shit where they go into the liquor store, probably to rob it, and they say some shit like, no shirt, no fucking thongs. It's very Florida. Let's just say that. They got the Zoe gangs from South Miami or somewhere in Miami. They got all this. It's a satire on American culture. It's always pretty much been that. It's an over-exaggerated satire of American culture. It's over the fucking top. We've waited so goddamn long for this shit. And it looks fucking refreshing. It looks amazing. I will also say, Old Ninja, you missed an opportunity. You talk about, no RIPs per se. Motherfucker, whoever goddamn leaked this fucking trailer, they swimming with the fishes right now. They gone. Rockstar done took somebody the fuck out. I know it. You know it. They're with Jimmy Hoffa. You know it is. You know what it is.
No. So if it's a person that is not affiliated with the company, like a hacker, some like anywhere from 15 to 18-year-old kid, or a group of kids in college, those people are getting hit with a bunch of legal shit. Like they're gonna get sued until like they're like 35 or whatnot. Those people were pretty much. I mean, they're gonna probably wish that they were dead with all the legal shit they're gonna hit with. If it's a disgruntled employee, well, yeah, they're probably bricks were probably tied to their feet and whatnot, and they probably on maybe it was on X or the platform formerly known as Twitter. Who knows? But they're not with us. Or at least they're not working. They're probably in a corner somewhere or something.
Well, I liked how they kind of took it back. They dropped it early, the trailer, because of the leaker. And I heard the leaker was like trying to do some Bitcoin shit or something like that. And it's like,
no idea.
Come on, man. Like, it's not what we're here for.
They tried to ransom the trailer?
No, they dropped it early with like some like advertisements for some Bitcoin or some other like weird bullshit. All right, cool. Sounds perfect now. Good.
Good.
Yeah, it was just fucking weird, but I was very happy to see GTA 6, even though we all knew all their shit got leaked. Not all their shit got leaked, but we all knew it was coming. Usually, Rockstar drops their major games in like 5-year intervals. They've obviously slipped up with GTA 6 because GTA 5 is still making all the money. Let's just be honest here. People want to talk shit about, Rockstar and their recent, remakes that were trash, which is, understandable. But if you look at, Red Dead Redemption, or, Red Dead, I can't even say Redemption, Red Dead, which is the whole franchise, and Grand Theft Auto. And actually, if you go back in the day, like Bully was a really good one too, but I never actually played. I think it's time for them to release, or at least work on another Bully. And I need to go back and play like the old Bullies, because I heard they were like really good. But the trailer looked fucking fantastic. I went back and looked at the old GTA 5 trailer, and it didn't, looking at it through like the modern lens, it didn't look like a great game, which is weird because I remember like watching it back in the day. I was like, this looks amazing. I can't wait to play this. And it was still very polygonal, but then again, it dropped on the fucking PS3. So that was like 2 generations ago. This new trailer, I fully expect it to look even more amazing when it comes out, and I expect it to last at least 2 generations through consoles. I love like all the little they went straight Boondocks with their references to like modern culture. Those are real people that you saw, in like the chick with the old lady with the 2 hammers, got all the tattoos, a whole bunch of other like references that were in the videos. And I think that people kind of forgot that there was a time when GTA 4 dropped. I think it was 4. And then people were like, it's okay, you know. And then a great game called, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Saints Row the Third dropped. And Saints Row the Third murdered GTA at the time. Like, they were way more on top of, like, the social references and the culture references, and it was fucking great. And then I think because of that, they went back to the drawing board with GTA 5, and they basically buried Saints Row. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't even fucking close. The last, Saints Row game, I don't think was bad, but it definitely was not the, GTA burying game that Saints Row the Third was. So, and it looks like they're paying the same amount of detail on this new GTA 6. I heard it's going to be really big. The only thing I'm sad about is going to be in 2025. But hopefully it's early 2025. I'm getting older. I don't want to there's going to be some point in my life where there's going to be some game I want to play. I'm going to fucking die. I'm never going to be able to play it. I hope it's not GTA.
There were a lot of folks who never made it to this even this trailer that were hardcore GTA 5ers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got to this day. I'm glad that it's official. It's out there in the ether. Even when Red Dead Redemption 2 dropped in 2018, you had a lot of people still, like, where's GTA 6? Where's GTA 6?
Yeah.
That was years ago. So we made it. What is the name of the Latina? I missed her name.
Lucia?
Yeah. She seems very, very fucking interesting right off the bat. You see her in like some prison garb. You see her with the mask up, possibly with her boyfriend robbing a liquor store of some sort. You see her in a fucking bikini on the rooftop doing some bar shit. I want to see where they go with them as a couple and with her. All of that sounds fucking interesting. The other thing that they really didn't get into, but it's going to be fucking slamming. Don't fucking forget how GTA 5 had the greatest video game soundtrack of all time by millions of miles. Like, this shit, I don't care what fucking type of music you were into, there was a goddamn radio station for your ass. And they kept building and adding on it, the PS3 version versus the PS4 version. Like, there's plenty of fucking music that's going to be on this shit. Don't sleep on it. When we find out who all the artists that are going to be on there, because every artist is going to want to be on there, it's going to be ginormous. There's going to be so much fucking great music.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like, was it GTA 5? It made me go back and listen through some... Actually, I don't know what fucking soundtrack it was, but there was some soundtrack that made me go back and listen through older Kendrick Lamar albums.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which one. It might have been GTA 4, maybe?
5 had a lot of Kendrick. San Andreas did some fucking miracles with me. My ass was listening to fucking country music because of San Andreas. Like that shit was fucking great. What else did they have? I mean, they have reggaeton on there, jazz, the fucking shock rock or shock pop radio stations were fucking hilarious. Like, the music and the radio stations do not sleep on them. Whenever that gets released,
was it GTA 4 that had fucking Boss Rutan on there?
Yeah,
I think it was 4. Yeah,
Nico Bellic.
It was called the Man. It wasn't the Man Show, but it was a parody of the Man Show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's it was the funniest shit because he's always like, "Who wants to knife fight me right now?"
Yeah.
What? That shit was all bad.
That shit was great. And here's the other thing too. I'm looking forward to maybe a few Easter eggs or cameos. I mean, now there's so many GTA characters that we haven't seen in so long. Obviously, this is a return to Vice City, but some of the characters from that game, maybe even some of the characters from Liberty City or San Andreas that we haven't seen in years, cameos or not.
So before we get into what I was alluding to when we started, a couple things. So Dr. Dre literally made a mini album for GTA 5. Like, he literally created new content just for this game, and then years later released it as a fucking album.
Yep.
So
the Compton
there's
album.
literally tracks. What was that?
The Compton album, I believe, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I thought it said the compilation album, but yeah, I believe it was the. It's basically the songs he made exclusively for GTA 5, and you couldn't get it anywhere else. And then it was years later where you could buy the CD that he made for this game, and it'll probably be like that again. Not with just him. They probably found some other artists. There'll probably be like Diplo or whoever's like really big in the EDM scene. They'll probably have an up and coming country artist, R&B artist. Don't be shocked that Taylor Swift is on this shit. I mean,
Bad Bunny, Drake. There's gonna be some big headline folks.
You can bet Drake will have at least. He'll probably have a couple exclusive tracks just for the game. Bad Bunny, 100%. He's the biggest artist in the world and the biggest game company, or not the biggest company, but the company that probably made the most money in the last 10 years. They can afford to pay him.
I mean, I think that I can say this kind of unequivocally, but I think that Rockstar has made the most amount of money on a video game without pissing people off.
Oh yeah,
with like microtransactions, like I think by far, and they're, the fact that what they've done with GTA 5, the fact that it's lasted, 2 generations of gaming, actually
2 or 3.
Three.
Yeah, 3 generations of gaming, and they're still selling copies of this fucking game. And they still keep improving upon it. Like, I can understand why they didn't make a new game for a long time. It's like, why would they need to? I would hope that they kept refining the new game, which looks like they did. I mean, it looks amazing. And the fact that I was going back through the trailer and looking at all the different, like, body types in the game, they got some thick-ass women in that fucking game. Yeah, I'm like, all right. Y'all know what you're doing. It just looks like fucking fun, and I have fun playing a lot of video games, but it's really fun playing, Rockstar core games. They're a different level of gaming.
They're just well fucking polished. And here's the other thing for like older heads, and this game has made this trailer has made a lot of people look nostalgically back on the last 10 years, but Rockstar used to drop GTA games every 2 or 3 years. No, it was more. It was closer than that back in the day. Like,
well, I mean, I played it since the first one, and like literally the first one where it was top down, and the second one. Like I played probably all of them. Probably
look between
I own all of them.
Look between GTA 3 and San Andreas. The frequency was more than every 5 years.
Well, yes, but also games were like, you got to be honest, they were easier to make back in the day. I mean,
I'm sure. All I'm trying to say is we used to get them with much more frequency, and now we've had to wait longer. They've actually been way better polished and whatnot, and obviously way better received when you talk about the sales of GTA 5. But I'm just glad the fucking wait is finally almost over. Now watch, it'll drop at the end of 2025. But go ahead.
So hold on. GTA, which ones were you saying? GTA 3 and 4. There was Vice City and San Andreas in between, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were 7 years apart.
There was 3, Vice City, San Andreas. There was 4.
I can give them to you now. Okay, so the first GTA was in 1997, which I played. I was 18 years old when it dropped. Then GTA 2 came out in 99. GTA 3, which changed everything because that was the first like 3D one. That dropped in 2001. Then Vice City came out in 2002. San Andreas 2004. So here we go. This is a track record for validating what Prodigy was saying. Then GTA 5 came out in 2008. That was 4 years. Then GTA 5 came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the huge gap. So it's almost been a decade between games. But, I mean, they kept improving upon the old ones. So this is not including like, all the expansions and the handheld games and all other shit. So.
Yeah, that was the other thing, too. I mean, remember, the core game for... This is what's even more amazing. GTA 5 never had, for the campaign, any fucking DLC in 10 fucking years. And we used to get, like, for 4, we got the Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost MC Motorcycle Club DLC.
Yeah, all the DLC was in the online game. which is
for sure.
stark departure.
Yeah. So I would love to. Obviously, they're going to support online for forever and a day, like you said, probably 2-3 generations. But I'm hoping that they maybe add on to the campaign like they used to back in the day as well. But we'll see.
So,
I think that they're going to do like this sort of building upon what they learned from GTA 5, and I think they'll probably add in like the incremental things. Hopefully, you know what they should do to like just cement the fucking legacy is put in co-op in GTA 6. Put in co-op, add back in DLC for the single player and co-op, and that's the crown. Like that's their crown.
I mean, I suspected it already. That's why I started with. It looks like it might be a 2-player campaign thing, and I think that would be amazing. With today's technology, it's totally doable. So,
you know what I'd love to see. Well, I think they really have this, but with the online version for 5 was always distinctly separate. Perhaps they can incorporate a whole lot of elements of the online into the main game, but I don't know how that would work. We'll see. I'm along for the fucking ride. I want to be surprised. I'm sure there's going to be more information leaking all of calendar year 2024, but I do know this. A lot of these game studios that had games that they were working on right now that were about to launch or have trailers or about to launch in 2025, you want to steer clear from this launch title. When it fuck this is, you want to steer fucking clear. You don't want any of the smoke. I'm telling you right now, if you're within that same quarter of this, you're going to get buried. And people are going to fucking forget your game.
Yeah, and I don't care. You're going to be Far Cry 3 back in the day. Because Far Cry 3 was like one of the best Far Cries ever. And because of the release date, it was like late in like 2010 maybe. And like nobody fucking played it because it was like in December of 2010. A whole bunch of other games dropped. Everybody didn't even know that this game even dropped, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Maybe people go back years later and find you, but don't do it to yourself. Pick a due date or release date.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, my game did well." 5 years later, meanwhile, you fucking lost your job. You're fucking bouncing around. Now all of a sudden, you're working for EA and shit.
All because you wanted to challenge fucking Rockstar for some bullshit.
Yeah. Like Prodigy's been saying, we didn't talk about the release date is 2025 for the game, and that's a big kind of red flag or black eye or whatever. Well, a lot of gamers in the community are complaining like it's a whole 2 years away and it's so far away, and it's like we're in December of 2024. This year's pretty 2023. I'm sorry, we're almost over. I'm already looking at 2024. We're literally in the last couple weeks of this year. 2024 will be your year to wait. I don't know why people are freaking out. It's not like you're not. I mean, it's coming. You have plenty of games to catch up on before you start playing this one. All those games you got, like your backlog, you have a year to get through them. They're letting you know, get through your backlog so before this game drops, and then you can come in. I would say the only other game I think that could bring a light to it but not outshine would be like a new Metroid. If a new Metroid dropped, like a 3D Metroid dropped the same day, that'll definitely get some heat to it. Not as much.
No.
But
Nintendo would never drop a Metroid anywhere around that because Metroid's only dropping on one console. GTA is dropping on at least 2.
At least 2.
Yeah, that'd be a huge mistake by Nintendo.
And Metroid's a great franchise. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But people have forgotten. We're old fucks. We were there when they were actually dropping this, and GameStop's had lines, and fucking people took off of work, and they were reporting it on like the Business Times. Like, what is this weird video game that's doing so well, and the economy is spurred on by this. This is going to change the fucking planet in terms of worker productivity for a good quarter or two, probably longer.
Yeah, let's, when it first hit 2025, I was like bummed, but this has been one of the greatest years for gaming, like ever. So I can't really complain too much. Next year is going to have, a whole host of, it's going to be another good game of gaming, but it's not going to be as good as this year, I'm going to predict early on. But it's a solid year of gaming next year. So I think we'll get through it. There was a huge backlog because of the pandemic. They're working all through that shit. And we are bearing the fruit of that now. So there's a few shitty games, but don't play those and play the ones that are great. And there's plenty of great games.
We gonna talk about how people crying on the internet about this trailer or not?
We gotta talk about it because I think that these people that these anti-woke people, I feel like they're almost like they're like zombies at this point in time. Like they don't how the fuck do you call the trailer in GTA 6 woke? It's a heterosexual couple. You got chicks with huge asses twerking on top of cars that are speeding. There's strip clubs, multiple strip clubs. You got people in jail. It's the name of the game is called Grand Theft Auto. It's named after a literal fucking crime, and you're calling it woke. Like, have you never played a GTA game in your life before? You can literally have sex with a hooker in a car and then not pay her and then shoot her and then maybe run from the cops. If you don't run from the cops, you can try to kill as much as you can. If you kill all of them, the army comes for you. Then good luck. But these are not. People don't understand what the fuck woke even means anymore. It's just like some weird buzzword that they don't understand.
Yeah, a lot of people never understood it. It's been completely changed over the last few years. But at the end of the day, the complaints are really, I see women and black people. That's really what it boils down to. But what's crazy to me is there have been black people, like CJ was the lead character in San Andreas. Vice City had plenty of Latin characters in it. Grand Theft Auto 5 had Franklin and Lamar. Yeah. I mean, there's been black and brown people in GTA. I didn't play the early ones on PC, but since 3 and on, for 20 plus years, 23 years or so, what the fuck? Go ahead, old Nicky.
I'm pretty sure most of these people were really young when it came out. So as we were pointing out early on, like a lot of the people were like 8, 7 when GTA 5 was released. Yeah. So these kids who are not old enough to play, they may remember their older brother playing or even their older sister even, and they got to play as they grew up because they're like 20-something now. But these people kind of grew up in the Trump era. And so a lot of them are using woke to describe what they dislike. And that's what they're using because they probably didn't get a chance to play these other games. And so they're like, well, these games are old. I don't want to go back to it, but I've heard so much about it that I'm going to try to, get my hands on it. But now I see stuff that, that my cult leaders are saying this bad.
The wild thing to me, I saw fucking Elon talking about, I didn't want to play GTA.
I can quote him for you if you want. Want me to quote?
Yeah, what was the quote? Yeah.
His actual quote, I didn't have that full screen. His actual quote was from a guy who said, it doesn't matter his name, but he said, a list of games I have not played, GTA 1 through 6, basically. Elon Musk quote tweeted and said, tried, but I didn't like doing crime. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene. Just couldn't do it. Meanwhile, this dude grew up with gems in his pockets, dug out of the ground by children, but he's got a problem with killing fictional fucking police officers in a video game. Get the fuck out of here, you simp.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. What in the entire ever-loving fuck is going on? Here's the other thing, too. I saw some craziness tweeted, and there's all kind of wild tweets about this, about how could they sell this game to children? It's so, all this debauchery and all. GTA, for you fucking assholes who don't know shit on shit, and Google is free, is an M for mature rated game. Period, point blank. Yes, this GTA 6 has not came out. I guarantee to you, just like all the others, it will be M for fucking mature. It's never been a kid's game. It's not Tetris. It's not Mario Brothers. It's not a child's game. And I'm going to call you out. You letting your kid, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, fucking play this game, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, you a shit tier fucking parent who doesn't pay attention.
And I seen it with my own eyes. Like when I would go to do like midnight launches or 9 p.m. launches, and I would see kids with their parents picking up, MA games. I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, do you know what's in this game? Like,
right?
Yeah. Like,
and this isn't one that's just a violent game, and that's why it's an M for mature. Like, Doom Eternal is M for mature because a lot of violence and guts. This one is for language, drug use, sex, strip clubs, killing hookers, like all of the things that you don't want your kid knowing and experiencing and playing if you're a responsible fucking parent. So please, like anybody you see talking about, oh, how can they do this? It's for kids, or what about the children? Please shut the fuck up. Fuck them kids. This is an adult, grown-ass game.
Yeah, it's not a kid's game, just like, not all candy's for kids either. So, I mean, let's be real. Like when they had the whole, right now in California, they banned, flavored vapes, which I don't understand. It's like, but you can have flavored alcohol, like what the fuck? Like, I don't understand, like, why people are trying to do that. Like, because, my oldest came out here, and she vapes, I guess. I know. And she was like, oh, yeah, they wouldn't sell her, like, any flavored ones. It's like, yeah, sorry, but I don't vape. I didn't fucking know. And that's like a real thing. And it's like, they people swear, like, after you hit, like, 18, you don't like anything sweet. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do anything fun. Like, what the fuck?
There was an excellent, I got to plug, there was an excellent documentary on vaping on Netflix where I learned a whole fucking lot. I will say most of them companies are evil as fuck in terms of their marketing, but people should be able to do what the fuck they want to do. But yeah, no matter what, GTA is not a game for your children. They shouldn't be watching a stream of someone else even fucking play it. They really shouldn't.
I mean, unless you're an aspiring drug dealer or criminal, then, I mean, 100% play GTA. But then also don't get mad when you try to get to, your first 1-star, event and you get murdered by the police. Especially if you're brown. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The other thing, too, and I know this goes usually without saying, I can't even imagine with the power of like the PS5 or PS5 Pro, and obviously this is going to go on PC eventually, and X Series S and all that. There's going to be a gazillion fucking cars too. Like the number of vehicles should grow exponentially from GTA 5 itself, and even that had a phenomenal amount of vehicles, from bikes to planes to fucking fighter jets to all of that shit. I can't wait to see the full list of fucking cars.
You know what's weird about, after playing GTA and living in California, is that because we have like a concentrated amount of Teslas on the road, every now and again I'll drive down the road and I'll be like, am I in a fucking video game right now? Am I in GTA? Because all of a sudden I'll see like 35 fucking Teslas in a row. I'm just like, bruh, like what is happening here?
Yep. There's a whole fucking lot of them.
Yeah, there's a whole fleet of them. They're everywhere.
yeah, I cannot fucking wait. Do you remember how fucking great it felt too when you like just organically on your own figured out, oh wait a minute, can I jump off of there? Oh shit, I can fucking jump. Oh, can I hide from the cops in these tunnels? Oh shit.
Yeah.
What would happen if I go on this military base and actually try to get that fighter jet? Oh shit.
Yeah.
God, there's so many fucking moments like that where you're just like, I wonder if I can. Damn, I can do this shit. And you feel like you fucking unlock the secrets of the universe.
Damn, you know what's crazy? Is
Me?
like, so when GTA 5 came out, this was back when like, so we used to have this group called the Binheads,
Mm-hmm.
and that was back when we were still like in our heyday. We still hang out. I think back in the Union City house, my Union City house,
Mm-hmm.
and then your house, and because when you lived in Newark, right? Prodigy?
Yep.
Yeah. For I think food nights, and then your brother fucking cooked chitlins in your house.
He sure did. Not only did
Motherfucker.
not only did he cook chitlins, prior to that, he brought durian. If you don't know what durian is, picture or think in your mind these locker room smell and
Not a fart.
intensify a jock strap that has been in that stinky locker room for 4 months with no air, and then try to eat it as a fruit. That's durian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A natural deterrent.
Mhm.
Oh, I remember Prodigy tried to explain him and Misha tried to explain to me what durian was, and like all of a sudden, like I don't remember which one of them showed me videos of people reacting to it, and they were showing like pets, like cats were trying to bury it like it was shit.
Yes.
Like they're literally almost puked, and they try to bury it with everything they could to get away from that food. Just hilarious. Hilarious.
For me, pound for pound, it has the most protein of any fruit I've ever had in my life. But it was stinky. Anyway,
Oh.
but
I would say for me, it's always about the secrets. Like I remember GTA 4. If you went to the Liberty City statue, that you can see the beating heart. Like there's the shirt. I got the shirt that said "I love Vice City" or not Vice City. I love Liberty City. So it's "I love LC."
yeah,
Like it was like this very special shirt that gave you like really good stats, which I could use to like take down cops and take down like almost anybody. It was great. Just shit like that was awesome. Just like random shit. Like I remember when Google came about, and I think the link is still there, but there was a link to the city. It's basically a Google map of Liberty City and where all the secrets and shit was all in the map. You can zoom in and click, it would tell you coordinates and where everything was, and like it would give you like little info and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? This when did Google like take Liberty City as a real city, and it was mapped out like it was a real fucking city. Street names, strip clubs, secrets, everything was on there.
I tell you what, like the reason that I know New York, LA, and Miami decently well is fucking Grand Theft Auto. Like, I swear to fucking God, I could drive around LA right now and be like, yeah, I kind of know where Venice Beach is and Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, you know what's crazy is was it Watch Dogs 2? I think it was Watch Dogs 2 because it was in the Bay Area.
yeah, San
And it was like
Francisco,
super weird, like driving around because it's like they cut out sections of the Bay Area, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, all of a sudden you're going across the Dumbarton. There's no Fremont, there's no Newark, but all of a sudden you're in San Francisco. I'm just like, well,
Yeah.
like you're skipping a bunch of shit here. Like you don't get to Dumbarton and go to Oakland.
Mhm. But
Wow,
yeah,
shit.
but it's amazing how quasi-realistic some of the maps and landmarks are, and you're like, oh yeah, I fucking know where that is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Especially big landmarks. I mean, I'll look at. I know that they would skip, but it is what it is.
yeah. The backlash is ridiculous. Here's the other thing too: if you don't want to buy this game for whatever reason, you can have any reason, even if you're an adult and just a gamer and it's not your thing. Totally fine. Nobody has a gun to your head.
I mean, honestly, I feel sad for all these. Not even sad. They're dumb. They don't deserve my sadness, but they're gonna be people they're gonna wake up one day and being like, because I was so anti-woke, now I'm sad, alone, and I'm just gonna jack off all day. Maybe, but I can't jack off to certain things because that might be woke. Because porn is woke.
Might be too low.
Yeah,
Too low.
it's just like,
Can't have women in your porn. That is woke.
Yeah, as well. Like I don't understand like how far they're
Wait,
going with
what?
this anti-woke
I'm
shit.
confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where it's gonna end or land. The other thing is it's so reactionary. The trailer didn't fucking hurt anybody. Like, it's a
It hurt
video
their feelings.
game.
There was a brown woman
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video game trailer for a franchise that is going to make all the monies. So you can decide you don't want to be a part of it, but I guarantee you a whole bunch of people who even claim that, oh, this isn't for me and there's too many black folks, brown folks, women, there's a lot of them are going to still secretly buy this game and play the fuck out.
I mean, honestly, just go play your anti-woke games. Like, go find your anti-woke companies, find your anti-woke movies, go watch all that shit. They seem very not interesting to anybody except for maybe you. We've recently had Alex Jones' game it's out on Steam. It looks terrible. The Daily Wire has a whole movie studio full of failed movie writers, and they just released a new movie that is about
Hunter Biden
men getting into women's sports. That looks terrible. Looks like Juwanna Man, but way worse. So if that's your anti-woke shit, then eat that shit all up. Like all fucking three of you. Eat it up.
Pretty sure there's 10 of them now. But
yeah. Yes, I mean there's honestly more. It's probably millions, but there are millions of people that they're sad folks that fuck their sisters. So
Oh damn. God damn.
I feel like Juwanna Man probably hasn't aged well, but in my mind, I'm like, that was funny back in 2001.
Yeah, it probably didn't age well. But this, I mean, honestly, I watched the trailer like the Daily Wire shit, and it looks so stupid. It's like, I don't know how far these people are gonna go to be like anti-trans. Like I hopped off that bandwagon a long time ago because it's like the parallels of just like racism and just like anti-otherisms are so incredible, and then like seeing them use that and like put actual money into being anti-trans and like this very small niche thing. It's crazy to me. And
what? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just they're like recycling old narratives for shit, and they shouldn't. These people have money, but they're spending it on all the wrong shit.
What's fascinating to me though is this whole aspect of you're so concerned, like. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't wake up in the morning, drink some coffee and think, what if that guy thinks he's in the wrong body or gender?
I don't give a fuck. I don't
wake up thinking about that. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so worried? That was fascinating to me. Like, this is your hill to die on, and it's not even your fucking body.
Yeah, that's one of the main things. It's like why would you care? Like when it comes to like even the sports thing, it's just like I'm not playing that fucking sport. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like if a bunch of like girls and women decide this is a thing, then let them do that. But I have literally no fucking like there's no incentive for me to like even comment on it. Like, but people do it for some reason, and they're just like swearing that they're gonna take over and blah 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 blah. It's just fucking dumb.
Well, I think their biggest thing is they're trying to protect children. They're like, oh, children are in danger.
No, they're not. They're not
like,
trying to protect children.
From what? Yeah, so I'm like, what are they in danger from? Like, I don't understand. Well, they're not killing them.
Here's what children are in danger of school shootings. Children are in danger of a whole lot of fucking priests that are molested and raped. Like. You want to talk about children being in danger? I'm ready for that conversation. That sounds.
Well, I'm talking about them being in danger from the trans community. Yeah, usually that's what they wake up and try to fight about. Yeah. But anyway,
I have not seen an epidemic of trans people raping kids, or assaulting kids, or even using strong language against kids.
Nope.
So
strong language.
Nope. The Catholic Church and the Boy Scouts had a whole fucking epidemic with that shit, and crickets from a lot of those folks that are so concerned. Yeah. So I just it falls on deaf ears for me, and it's like, you know, everyone likes the concept of obviously, protecting children in the abstract or whatever. But there are things that you can do to make the uh, mortality of children's lives better, like actual things. But you're not interested in any of that. All those studies and data. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
So before Project magically disappears, I got to talk about something. I told people I was going to talk about it last week, and we kind of went, in a different direction because we had a guest on the show. So things went, totally
Yeah,
different
yes.
direction.
Yeah,
We
yes.
had Lilith on last.
Yeah, my daughter was on.
Yeah. So last week I didn't get to talk about the movie The Marvels because it's been a whole month and I saw it when it came out. Well, I saw it the weekend it came out, like that following Monday or whatnot. And I saw the film. It was like on a Monday or whatever. It wasn't like definitely a full theater, anything like that. But
Oh, you saw it on a Monday like an old fucking man?
yeah, because
You
the
watched
cheap was
Matinee
like
too?
$6. Yeah, fucking you.
Okay.
Damn right I did that shit. Damn right. So I saw it after the weekend business, and I actually enjoyed the film. I enjoyed this film better than the first one. There was a lot of things I know a lot of people were saying about the film, like, "Oh, I don't want to watch the TV shows in order to understand the movie. I don't think it's fair." Blah 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 blah. Blah. I'm like, well, I kind of get it, but then when I watched the film and I was talking to other people, they're like, "Hey, I didn't get a chance to watch the series or anything, but I felt like the movie gave me enough information about these new characters that it worked really well. I understood who they were, and I understood what their motivations were. Um, I think that worked out pretty good for people who did not watch the series. So I'm like, oh, that means they did a good job in telling these characters' story. And a lot of things, if you watch the shows, you would see a much deeper connection to at least maybe one of them, but you'll still get like a feeling that, hey, this is a continuation of some of the shows, even though I didn't really, watch it or whatever. Or I mean, if you did watch it, you're like, okay, I see this where this continues where this kind of left off, or a couple strings. For instance, if you watch WandaVision, you see that Monica Rambeau's got tension towards Carol Danvers. You don't understand why, even by the end of the show. When you watch the film, you see where that tension comes from and how it's resolved. Whereas if you didn't watch the show, you see both. You see where it came from and its
Oh,
resolution.
Ninja, is it sexual tension?
No.
I'm not watching the movie then.
No. I think so. Yeah, no. It looks for me because you can see that Tiana, was it Tiana Harris? She last name anyway. She got fat old donkey. Anyway, also Kamala Khan, where literally it picks up where her series kind of ended. It just morphs into this movie. I think the character, or at least the actress that plays the character, she went balls deep into this. She really embraces the character. Her story is very woven into this very well. I think if you're a fan of the show, you'll really appreciate her performance as well as her story in the show. As far as Carol, I don't want to say she's left out, but I feel like a lot of things happen in between Endgame and this, and we don't see enough of it. We see just enough. There's a part in the film where the characters basically for them they view each other's memories and they get to feel that emotion from those memories. As an audience member, it's basically a flashback. So you see scenes from WandaVision, you see scenes from Miss Marvel, and they all kind of mold together. And then you see new scenes that shows what Carol was kind of doing in between, because there's like new-ish memories plus old memories from her, and it becomes like this little background for all the characters and their motivation on what they need to do to get the job done. So I think it worked well. There's a lot of action and shit. There are some caveats, I will say, that I did not care for, like Nick Fury. Nick Fury did not seem like Nick Fury. If you just watched Secret Invasion and then watched the Marvels, he seems like a totally different fucking character. Like if you're watching him, you're probably going to think that he's a Skrull because in Secret Invasion he feels like the super spy, like the big head honcho, and this one he's a lot more goofy. It's very strange to me, which I did not like at all. I mean, yeah, he felt like he was the head honcho leading with their space station called Saber, but it felt like he was kind of like um, an absentee manager, kind of. It just didn't seem right for a multi-billion dollar station, and for him to be kind of like haphazardly knowledgeable about it. It just didn't play right for me. It felt really off. He kind of got his act together towards the end of the movie, but it felt wrong to me. And then there's a part of the film that kind of plays homage to I guess what Star Trek kind of did with their musical episode. So there's like a musical number, kind of. I mean, it fits into the story, like it's kind of like the little comic relief. But I'm not a big fan of musicals, and I really didn't care for it. My cousin didn't care for it. He almost tapped out because he thought the scene lasted too long. It's literally like a 2.5 minute scene, but it was too much for him. So I kind of get it. If you don't like musicals, this will probably definitely rub you the wrong way. But other than that, everything else seemed to work fine. It's not the greatest movie, but it's definitely better than the first one for me. I think the other trades that gave it like a pretty decent score, it deserved that. Like it's worth the watch. It's not the greatest MCU film. I think too many people have the end game level expectation for its current films, or Endgame or No Way Home. Actually, they're not all going to be that big budget. They're not all going to have that much money pumped into it. I mean, even though this had a lot of money, that's because all the effects were fucking huge. They're huge effects. You can tell they're huge effects. But what drives the story is what this movie's about, and what drives them is their heart and what they're going for, what they're working towards. Even though certain times I felt like the editing kind of fucked it up because of pacing. Because the pacing you'll feel like, okay, this scene works out pretty well, but it feels like it was edited to where it moved the scene faster. So like it's a little jarring. It doesn't feel quite right. So yeah, you'll notice that if you watch it, you'll notice like, hey, this edit is kind of strange. Like I feel like they went back and redid it and pumped all this information in this one quick scene to move the movie forward. So that's my review. I enjoyed the film. I give it an 8. Yeah.
Wow.
That makes you really liked it.
Yeah, I did like it, but there were some things I could have made it way better.
You can like what you like. I don't know why you directing stuff at me. I mean,
did I mention your name? Did I even?
You did at the very beginning. You know.
What did I say? What happened? What you talking about?
Let me say this. I'm not telling you what to buy.
Hold on. I said before you leave because you're leaving.
Mm-hmm,
I didn't say your POS. Mm-hmm. Not this time.
Mm-hmm. All good. If you like it, you like it. I will say this. I mean, obviously, everybody's seen all the headlines. Financially, this was a huge flop. Like, not even close. It's the lowest in the MCU.
I mean, okay, there's some caveats I have to say about this, even though I'll give you all honesty, I have not watched the movie. But I think one of the many reasons why this movie did not sell well was because they should have probably pushed it back. Because this is one of the movies that was not really properly advertised because of the SAG-AFTRA strike. So that needs to be a huge caveat.
All of that's fair. What I will say, though, during the same strike, both Barbie and Oppenheimer made huge money.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Those movies were at the beginning of the strike, so they all got full advertisements leading up to the movies dropping. Yep. At the end of the strike is when the Marvels dropped, and there was very little advertisements for these movies.
That's not anything disagreeing with what the statement that I said, which was during the same actor strike.
You can say the same actor strike, but the actor strike started like a couple of weeks before I think those movies dropped, so they already got their full, advertisements and their, interviews and all that shit leading up to the movie. So None of that shit happened with. You didn't see any of those actresses on fucking late night talk shows. You didn't see them on morning shows. You didn't see any of that shit.
Margot Robbie and what's his name from Oppenheimer, and I didn't even see either one of those movies, did not get to do their full press tour for those movies.
Yes. Bruh.
No.
Okay, hold on.
No, they didn't. Not their full press
Yes,
tour.
the fuck they did. When was the SAG-AFTRA strike? So it started on July 14th. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When did Barbie come out? Oh, wait, hold on. That's the wrong one. That's 1959. That was the original Barbie movie come out. July 21st. So, I mean,
wait, I'm sorry.
that's
Barbie
a
movie
huge
came out
lead up.
21st?
Huh?
The Barbie movie came out the 21st, right?
The 21st of July, yeah.
Okay, and the strike was on
July
then, right?
14th. So, yeah, they missed a whole fucking week. Congratulations. A whole week of fucking advertisements. And
Wait, I'm sorry. So when the movie came out, they did you're saying on the 21st?
the SAG-AFTRA start date was July 14th.
Before.
Yes, a week before. July 21st is when Barbie came out. So they missed an entire week of fucking interviews and all this other shit leading up to the movie.
So
Meanwhile, the Marvels...
The statement that Barbie and Oppenheimer came out during the strike is true.
It came out a week into the strike. What the fuck are you missing here, man? When did the Marvels come out? Okay, so the Marvels.
They came out during the strike.
Hold on. Let me
into the strike. You are totally...
The entire. Hold on, we talked about this all this summer. The entire theatrical movie run for both of those movies was all during the strike.
It's not about the movie run, man. It's because listen. Before a movie comes out, they do a whole bunch of things. They run a bunch of ads. They have all the actors come on to like late night shows, morning shows. They do all kinds of fucking interviews. They come on podcasts, all this shit. They missed exactly 1 week of that lead up. Exactly 1 week. The Marvels missed the entire fucking thing, the entire lead up.
Fine. The Marvels did miss because of the strike. However, the entire theatrical run for Barbie was out during that strike too, and Oppenheimer made a whole bunch of money during that same time.
Bro, you're missing the point. You're missing the entire point here.
That's the factual truth.
No, it's not the factual truth.
All three of those movies came out during the strike.
Hold on, stop. Both of you stop.
I keep saying the same thing, but it's not wrong.
Stop.
It is
wrong. What Prodigy is pointing out is that the fact that the movie came out a week after strike. However, where Cronus is pointing out, which he fails to admit, that the press run starts at least a month and a half before the movie comes out. So you see, they travel around the fucking world, and they got to do that for Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Let me make sure I understand. You're saying that Barbie and Oppenheimer were not adversely impacted.
Minimally. I'm not going to say at all, but it's minimally. Because they all got to get all of their press release videos, photos, all the podcasts, all the fucking morning shows, all the news events, all that shit. They got all of it except for a week. The Marvels didn't get that really at all.
Now you're going to tell me that the week leading up to a movie release is extremely important and having probably the most amount of press.
Okay, so
I would say that.
Keep that in mind. When did the Marvels come out?
November, right?
Okay,
I don't know.
November 10th.
Okay. When did the SAG-AFTRA strike end?
Around that time, right?
Let's see.
Right?
I don't believe that it's entirely the case, but I mean, November. It's
but
just the last week is not the only week that you should be concerned with.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
it's a whole year.
You can literally look up on YouTube the interviews and press outlets with media outlets around the world that they got to do interviews about before the drop of Oppenheimer and Barbie. What Kronos is pointing out that the Marvels did not get that
Okay, Prodigy, here,
opportunity
I'll answer
at
a question
all.
for you that you asked. When did the SAG-AFTRA strike end? November 9th. When did the Marvels come out? November 10th.
It sounds like the day after.
Yeah.
All
So
I'm
the what you just said, the leading week up to that, that's so important. They didn't get that.
Yeah, but the other thing that I just said though is that neither did, and you've already admitted this, the week leading up
They
to.
got the lead up though. What are you talking about, bro? Like for real?
I'm saying, listen very carefully to my words. The week leading up to that you just said, which is the most amount of press tour, they didn't get for either one of those two movies prior.
No, but
Right?
they're still missing. Okay, if you're having a
Well, I mean,
campaign
is that right
event
or
for
wrong? I mean, is
anything,
that right
if
or
you're
wrong?
saying that only 1 week matters, then I don't understand your argument here.
All I'm saying is that
No.
both
I mean,
occurred
explain
during
that
the.
part. Are you saying that it only matters for 1 week of advertisements
No, what
and
I'm
press
clearly
events?
saying is that the week leading up to they also didn't get, and that has probably the most amount
It doesn't
of
have the
press.
most. No, it doesn't.
Why wouldn't it?
I
If
don't
it's
even
the
think that even
week
a
leading
week lead
prior.
up, a week lead up to anything is entirely like, it's the lead up takes months for a movie. For anything, it takes months.
So which is it? Is the prior week stuff plural important or
Months,
not?
plural, months.
Are
It is
okay?
an
So the
entire lead up event to these movies where they
okay.
do interviews on podcasts, on news,
So
news
100.
outlets, on late night shows, early morning shows. They're months.
So every other movie then that came out during the strike
There are
had the
very
same
few movies that
results.
come out during the strike.
Okay, but all of them had these same results.
Yeah, all the movies that came out during that time, they were very low. Like, we can go on Box Office
I mean,
Mojo. Box
look it up.
Office Mojo. This has been a very low yield year for movies in general because of these
For
strikes,
certain.
especially from like June to like fucking November. You
Well,
know,
I mean, look,
there's
Shazam
been, hold
flopped.
on, just to my point, there's been no billion-dollar movies in a long time.
No, Barbie was a $1 billion movie, and so was Super Mario this year.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they both were billions.
yeah, and an Oppenheimer was nearly $1 billion as a rated R 3-hour movie.
Okay, let's see.
But
Hold on. December.
Shazam flopped, Blue Beetle flopped. There was a whole lot of movies that flopped.
All those movies you're talking about. They're during the strike.
Not Shazam.
Not Shazam. Which one? The
Not
second one?
Shazam 2. No, not Shazam 2.
I don't even know when the fuck it came out. Hold
Came
on.
out in, I think April or May.
So in
Walk
July,
Pride.
okay, so July we had, well, I'll go to July
March 17th.
of this
Yeah.
year, of 2013, or 2023, sorry, 2013, Jesus Christ. So Barbie had a huge opening, right? So they grossed $366 million in July. So we go to June, and then we have, 2023 Across the Spider-Verse, which I did watch because that still had a good lead up, 331 million. So this is where I expected. Oh wait, I went back in time. Jesus Christ, August. The next big movie was still Barbie because it had a lead up, $232 million in August. We got September.
Barbie was a monster.
Huge drop. Equalizer 3, $85 million. Let's go to October. Taylor Swift Eras Tour, which you can't even really count because she had the fucking tour, was $150 million.
That's a lot of money for a tour movie.
There was, she was not part of the Screen Actors Guild. If you want to go to the Screen Actors Guild movies, there's, I don't even know what the second place one would be, but it doesn't show it right here. Then you go to November, and it was the Hunger Games. It was only $106 million for that opening weekend. So, yeah, it was a huge drop because of that strike, man.
So just to give you a partial look, Barbie had a press run in Seoul, Korea on July 5th. preparing. Literally, it literally says the movie comes out the 21st, but there's a huge press junket where they built a Barbie set in one of the big malls in Seoul, Korea. And that they got to travel the world for this. The Marvels didn't get to do this shit. So, and this is part of the press junket.
Barbie was going to be a hit.
Well, it's just, I'm just saying, it's not the whole case, but it's definitely a portion of the reason why. Because if I'm not watching, if you're the average like movie viewer, and you're not seeing any sort of like people hyping you up, if you're not watching your late night show, they're saying, hey, this is why you should want to watch my new movie. Or, if you're not seeing any of the fucking, anything with like your actors in it, like you're not seeing a lead up to it. Like, why the fuck would you want to watch it? Like, you need to have, for most people, you need to have a reason to pay your money to watch somebody act in something. And if you're not getting that, there's going to be consequences. And that's what we're seeing. But it's not the whole reason why the Marvels didn't do well. It's only part of it.
Yeah, I mean, look, okay. That can be a reason. If you think that that's a reason, fine. If you don't, fine. All I'm stating is that it didn't do well. It was a financial flop. There were many. Well, I was just going to say that there were many other financial flops that happened this year.
For sure.
The Indiana Jones flopped. Blue Beetle flopped. It obviously Shazam that we talked about prior to the actual Screen Actors Award. Most things other than Super Mario Brothers, Guardians 3, and Oppenheimer and Barbie, most of those, the big tentpole movies did flop this year.
Oh, actually, another movie that
Flash.
people should.
The Flash.
No, not just the Flash. No, not the Flash. One that flopped harder than all of those was Expendables 4 dropped. People forgot that movie came out and went nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
like it fell off of everybody's radar.
Yeah, I mean, that also, I don't remember seeing like a lot of trailers
for that. That movie, it came out in August, and there was very little advertising.
That's like the magic time frame I'm talking about. But like, I didn't remember seeing like anything really hyping that show up. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see an IGN fucking special feature on the Expendables 4. I didn't see. There wasn't a lot of lead up. That's what I'm saying. There's like a whole lot of things that happen to like hype a movie up, and if no actors are willing to speak about their movie, there's going to be consequences for that. And obviously this is no excuse. I mean, Shazam or Expendables or whatever, they could be terrible movies, but I won't fucking know because nobody's telling me that it's fucking great.
Yeah. I mean, if you look, I'm looking at the Barbie's LA press junket was on the 25th of June. And that's not even the start.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's plenty of stuff that goes on Hollywood-wise and obviously in different markets. I was absolutely amazed, not even as much with the Barbie, but Oppenheimer almost doing $1 billion was ridiculous. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not talking about the quality of it, but it was a huge fucking success. It almost
but
hit a fucking billion.
You're still talking about it in like higher praise than other movies. Obviously, it sold more, so that's a fact, right? But like I said, there's a lot of it's Christopher Nolan movie, so
yeah. I didn't watch it. I'm talking about how much money it made. That's what it is. And at the end of the day, and then the other thing is with these studios, for me, they decided to allow this strike to fucking happen by being fucking greedy bastards, and then they decide these release dates too. So. It is what it is. At the end of the day, they could have moved the date. They moved the date 2 or 3 times prior, right?
They should. Well, honestly, it's not on. It's on the studios really to like move the dates. But I mean, we had no problem moving the dates during COVID, and like during a strike, they should have done the same thing. But I think that these were like, when it comes to movies like the Marvels, because it's it's leading women that are in it. I'm just gonna be honest. It's easy to like throw that movie under the bus of like being, hey, fuck them, like, nobody really seemed to care. But they easily could have moved it back until if they really thought that it was a movie that was worth good revenue, they could have pushed it back, but they didn't. and they'll just blame it on the excuse of like, hey, this is why this lost money because of, the strike, but they could have just moved it back.
Well, I'll say this for the studio to their credit. They reshot things and they spent close to $300 million on the production budget alone. So it wasn't some cheap film that they kind of just said, oh, we're not going to give it a real budget. It had a huge budget.
I'm not giving that way out. I mean, if they reshot things, but then they, gave it the shittiest release window ever, it's like, come on, man.
It is what it is. I mean, it'll be on Disney Plus within like a month or two.
Did you hear that? So recently they announced that they're going to release some Disney Plus movies into the theaters, like Turning Red, Soul, and another one.
Luca,
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Luca.
The two, I saw Turning Red and I saw Soul.
I saw all of them. And Luca.
Oh, Luca. I don't think I saw Luca, but
they're all to me they're good movies. So yeah.
Turning Red was pretty good. I remember Turning Red got a lot of trains up in the
You didn't like Soul?
Soul was slow as fuck to me. Yeah.
Well, it's not an action movie, but yeah.
Yeah, it was too slow for me. Turning Red was kind of it was okay. It was more for my daughter. But,
yeah.
I don't know about. I mean, I feel like everybody who's wanted to see those movies, for the most part, families, kids, whatever,
have watched them.
I've already seen it hundreds of times, maybe thousands of times.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little weird to me too. Unless it has bonus scenes or some shit. I don't know.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a weird proposition. I feel like this is another thing of like setting these movies up to fail, because if you're saying that you're putting it in the movie theaters to have other people to watch it because they couldn't afford Disney Plus, but then you're gonna make them pay like $10 to watch the single movie, like.
Well, the whole thing of setting up to fail is weird because, like, again, going back to the Marvels, you have a $300 million budget. That's a huge budget movie. Yes, you can move the date, but again, they moved the date a few times, at least twice that I know of. Right? You correct me if I'm wrong.
For the Marvels?
I thought they moved the date.
I don't think they moved that at all.
No?
I can look it up though. I can fact check it.
I thought they moved the date. I thought they moved the date a couple times. But regardless, if they wanted to, they could have done that again. Or not have the fucking strike by paying their fucking actors.
Well, during the pandemic, I mean, there was no. This is the original
release date. I see one move.
Was November 10th. Yeah, that's what it just says. During the pandemic, we saw that they could move back any fucking movie, and they did that. So there's really no excuse in today's terms. Yeah, the Marvels was not, as far as I can see right now, it was not pushed back. I know it dropped in Las Vegas on November 7th, but everywhere else was on November 10th. So, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Prodigy is right. It was originally scheduled for July 8th. Yes, I see it now. Which was just before. So obviously they didn't know that there was going to be a fucking. Oh wow, Jesus Christ! Maybe before that.
I think there was one or two. I think there was one or two.
Yeah, they should have they could have pushed it back again. I mean, honestly.
It is what it is. But yeah, this, just like how I talked shit about, hey, look, earlier this year, obviously I hated on Ezra and the Flash and whatnot, but that shit flopped fucking hard, and it was what it was.
Well, I mean, that flopped for multiple reasons.
Yeah, but
I mean, the guy literally terrorized the fucking state.
Yeah, but remember, Warner Brothers, as we talked about back then, and remember, I think it was Blue and Old Ninja or somebody that talked about it being a decent movie or kind of decent or okay.
Blue loved it. I thought it was okay.
But Warner Brothers made their choices, in terms of reshoots, in terms of releasing, in terms of ignoring, in terms of all of that stuff. And it was dumb. They lost a ton of like hundreds of millions of dollars on that shit. It needed north of 700 or so just to break even, given that budget and all the production stuff.
Well, I think the problem is with superhero movies in general is that we're at a point right now. Is not that it's superhero movie fatigue. It's that it's now a mainstay, and you can't make, average superhero movies anymore. Like they have to be spectacular. It's just like if you're gonna make like a rom com, and you want your rom com to sell, if you want your rom com to sell, it needs to be a spectacular rom com because we've all seen fucking 5 million rom coms, and we're not gonna go watch a subpar rom com. And so if we're gonna make a fucking 5,000 goddamn superhero movies, you need to fucking show us that you're making a really good one, and not just an average one. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a bunch of them. I think Old Ninja is right in terms of post Endgame. It's tougher. I mean, that was one of the movie events of our fucking lifetime, and keeping up or having anything close to that level of hype is really hard to replicate.
Well, it's also really weird for people our age, except for Old Ninja, just me and you, Prodigy, is that we grew up in a time where any comic book movie was really fucking shitty. You know what I mean? Like there was previous Captain Americas. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There was previous Punisher movies. There was previous a whole bunch of other movies. They were fucking terrible. And now we're complaining about movies that if you would have dropped the same movies like back in the day, I guess the ones that had men in the main roles dropped them, 40 fucking years ago, that have been blockbusters. But, today, there's so many superhero movies that they got to be better.
Yeah, the other case in point, too, and we haven't even mentioned it, in terms of some disappointing, maybe not completely a flop, but disappointing sales earlier this year, Ant-Man 3 didn't do all that well either.
I watched that one too, and yeah,
that was pre any type of SAG, whatever. That was before all of that, and it just didn't do well. Same year. So I'm just simply pointing out that a lot of these CBMs, not all, but a lot of them just haven't done well of late.
Yeah, but the Quantumania still did better than Marvels, though. So.
Oh yeah, Marvel's just it did worse than the Incredible Hulk and the goddamn Flash movie, and down I think below Morbius. Like it's ridiculously low. It made $10 million in its second week or something like that. So it's awful. Damn. So yeah, there ain't no saving grace financially, and Old Ninja can love it, like whatever. Financially, it's at the bottom.
That's weird because Ant-Man almost made $500 million, just a little shy. But that's weird. It's weird to me that that's considered a flop.
It's weird that $500 million is not considered a lot of money.
Not anymore. It's just very weird.
Spent $400 million to make it.
And it's all relative. I mean, we've talked about this a billion times, but it's all relative to your fucking budget too. How much did it cost to make the movie? How much did it cost to advertise the movie? How much you're going to share with the theaters? That's what it is. That's what the studios look at. They look at the fucking bottom line. It's not like the studios are run by these creative people that care so much about cinema and all that. No, get the fuck out of here. They're bean counters who care about the shareholder value and how much the stock price goes and how much is the ROI on this project versus that project. That's what they fucking care about. And so if the movie ends up making money, it literally, I want you to hear me, it does not matter how you slice it. If the movie, and regardless of the movie, comic book, Western, action, if it don't make fucking money for them, they ain't fucking happy.
Hey, it's just like a Too Short said, if it don't make money, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Or sorry, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. God damn, I fucked that up. I'm from the Bay Area. Good night.
I stayed longer. I gotta run. I'll see you guys.
Peace. All right, man.
Yeah. Nope. No. I was going.
Oh shit! Oh, I went to like a weird view of just you. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. It looks like I was on the
layout.
What's his name? What's his name? D'Angelo or whatever. Looks like I was on his album cover.
I can't. What is going on?
Yeah.
Here?
I don't know. I think it's just me. Oh,
There we go.
I can see you.
No,
It's
I'm
funny
not.
because
But
on Twitch,
I fixed it.
it shows you controlling it. So now, like, part of my face
It'll catch up.
has like a Windows box on it. Yeah, it'll catch up, but it's pretty funny. It's just me. There it goes. It's caught up now, but that's pretty funny. Yeah, we had Parji on the show. He stayed longer than he did. I don't know why he thought I was coming for him, even though he's been coming for that movie on the platform formerly known as Twitter.
You know, I think
Pretty heavy.
I think both me and you might have been maybe giving Prodigy too much shit against like his thing against women because he watched Blue Eyed Samurai all the way through and he liked it.
He did watch, but
So-
it's because it's a revenge story.
Just a great
That's like
fucking
his
story.
bread and butter. Anything about revenge, he will watch it, especially if it's bloody and gory. Like, it doesn't matter who's in the front, as long as the revenge is all about it and there's a pathway of blood and bodies, he will be all about it. That's all that matters to him.
Did you watch the show?
So-
The whole show?
Yeah, I finished it. It took me 2 days, but I finished all of it. In fact, Warrior Fella was hoping we would talk about the show. I don't know if you finished it or not. I remember you were halfway through.
Ben finished it.
You really haven't finished it? Well, who did he? You know, he finished it. I was the last one to finish it then. So,
Yeah, I mean,
we watched it. We talked about it briefly.
Say again?
So we talked about it briefly, if I remember, last week. Or
Yeah,
week
we
before.
did. You know, I originally watched it, and then I was thinking about watching it with Kay, but I was like, you know, it's probably too fucking violent because it's very violent, and she's not
It's
into
very
like violence. So I was like, you got
Yeah.
teeth entering fucking eyeballs. Like, I don't know if she's gonna
Mhm.
dig this, but I think she would
Oh,
dig all the
people
other
lose
stuff.
limbs.
So,
Yeah, people lose limbs early on.
Yeah.
There's even violence during sex, which is something I haven't seen in a while. So it's very, very strange, but there's a lot of shit going on. I mean, the story, even though to me, it really felt like an even R-rated version of Ghost of Tsushima. I kept looking at my controller and like, why can't I play this already? Like,
it'd be a
it
fun
felt
game,
like-
especially when like, you know, she makes her sword into a fucking staff. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that shit was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, just like Ghost of Tsushima, and when you get different stances and stuff, and each one gives you a different like attack, it's fucking great. So I feel like that should have been in the show as well. It definitely needs a season 2 because it ends like kind of on a cliffhanger. So, or not a cliffhanger, but it ends like with more story being told. Like, you know, you're like, oh, well, I want to know where this is going because there's more to her mission that's not fully completed. So,
Yeah, honestly, I
It's pretty
feel
good.
like it's. I wanted to originally say that it's half the story, but honestly, it's like a fourth of the story, because one
Yeah.
of the people is already dead at the beginning of the story. And it's like, well,
Mhm.
how did she kill this person? You know, and then at the end of the series, there's 2 other people that need to die. So, I mean, I want to see them die.
Mm. yeah,
And obviously,
right?
and one person is still alive. So,
Yeah, and one of them she let live.
yeah.
So, I mean, he didn't. I guess he did kind of plead for his life. He kind of bargained for his life.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. So I was like, oh, this is going to be different because we're going to go to a new land, and it's going to be different for her. She'll be an outsider and very, very much stand out as like this different kind of person. So it's going to be very interesting to see, and it'll be interesting to see her fight like people that fight in a different style than her, and how she managed to deal with that. Should be interesting to see.
Yeah, I
Real
think
interesting.
it has high potential to be another excellent series, or another
Mhm.
excellent season, because the first season was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's weird because now I'm looking for something similar to that, like a limited episode, but not hyper violent, but violent enough to where I'm like satisfied.
Did
by
you
what I'm
watch
watching.
Edge Runners?
No, I've not watched Edge Runners.
Watch Edge
And I
Runners.
beat Cyberpunk too. I just beat it. And I told myself once I beat Cyberpunk, I'll watch Edge Runners. And I
There you
did.
go. That's your next show.
Yeah, that should be my next show. But another movie review I just watched fucking Godzilla Minus One. and this is top tier Godzilla. This is actually top tier like movie making. Like it kind of it doesn't reinvent Godzilla, but it does tell like a kind of different story where he's just like this force of nature. You don't know his motivations or whatnot, but we focus a lot more on the people in the film and about what they do. And the movie's set during like his creation, like during literally the end of World War II. Like it's like a year after the bombs went off, and like it affected him. And you see like a young version of Godzilla, like he's like an adolescent kind of size before he becomes this huge skyscraper sized fucking creature. It's done very well. I enjoyed it a lot. It is a subtitled movie. It is not dubbed. We saw it in the theater. I'm glad I did. It's very well done. Very a good story. Is fucking great. If you don't want to wait to watch it, see like I had this saying didn't want to pay money to watch subtitles. I'm like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. But just wait for streaming because it'll be streaming probably as soon as it's out of the theaters. But if you get the chance, you should see it in the theater. Get that fucking huge fucking thrill of like Godzilla's tearing apart a whole fucking city and what he does. It's pretty fucking awesome. I really enjoyed the film.
I was trying to think of like the last movie that I watched, and it was the latest Trolls movie because I have a new 7-year-old in my house, and she likes
Like the one that came out, not World Tour, but because there's a new one. I guess.
No, it's the boy band one. It's called like. Goddamn! Good thing she doesn't watch this show because she'd be so mad right now.
That's your daddy.
It's the boy band one. Hold on,
I don't know what the boy band was. I didn't know there's a second Trolls movie until recently. I was like, oh, there's
together. This is the third movie.
Third movie? Jeez.
Yeah, they're actually. If you got kids, they're all really good.
Okay.
So this one was about boy bands, and they had actually no. If you listen to this podcast, you probably don't fucking know. But Justin, not Bieber.
Timberlake?
Timberlake, yeah, Justin Timberlake is the voice of one of the main characters, Branch. And it's funny because he brings NSYNC into the movie. And there's like so many references to boy band names. It's hilarious. And so now like my youngest, she kept singing like remember the Boyz II Men song like Motown Philly? The doom doom doom.
Okay, of course, yeah.
She kept like doing that, and I was just like, "What the fuck? Like, how do you know this?" She's like, "Oh, it's from the movie." I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta actually have to listen to Boyz II Men." But yeah, there's basically all the boy bands that like make references to like their songs and like them in general. It's even Menudo.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about them. Menudo was huge back in the day. Jeez. Yeah, I'd probably rather not go back there.
So if you got kids, check out the latest Trolls movie.
Yeah, what's it called? What's the official name of the movie?
Trolls Band Together.
Right? That's actually pretty funny.
Honestly, all the Trolls movies I've really enjoyed. Like honestly, because like the first one, it's obviously the first one was like kind of pop. It's very pop. The second one was about rock music, which, I'm all about. And then the third one was about boy bands. But it was okay because, like, there were a lot of boy band shit that I already fucking knew growing up. So, like, especially if you grew up in the 90s, you're going to know the vast majority of these songs. And the fact that they, like, really play into the tropes of boy bands and shit like that, it's great.
That's cool. That's funny. Actually, I didn't know they even made that many fucking movies. It's wild. Yeah, but going back to the anime stuff, so there's a Godzilla anime on Netflix. It's exclusive to Netflix, and it's in 3 parts. So I thought about watching that, but I forgot about fucking Edge Runners, so I need to kind of watch that. But Blue Eyed Samurai was an excellent recommendation by you, so thank you for bringing that to our attention because everyone's starting to talk about it now.
Honestly, I gotta give the kudos to Patrick. Because it was on my list, but then Patrick, he hit me up and he's like, "You watching Blue Eyed Samurai?" And I was like, "Nah." And then I was like, "All right, I'm gonna watch it." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is fucking amazing!" Like I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah, it's really good. So good. It's like crack almost. Like I couldn't get enough of it. It felt like it really did feel like inspiration from Kill Bill, like you were saying, and just like a couple other movies. But like the fact that the voice cast was actually really good. Like the princess was Brenda Song. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck like I know she is, even though I don't really. To me, she's still a Disney princess because she was all over the Disney Channel at the time. But then she grew up, and now she does like a bunch of other movies. And like,
I
I know
mean,
she's in the Quarry, which is a game, one of those like Quantum Dream games. It's like one of those, but it's
okay.
on. It was free on PSN for
I mean,
last
look. I mean,
month.
Britney Spears was a Disney princess too, but now she's out here fucking knife fighting people, invisible people. She's knife fighting ghosts. So shit happens.
Yeah, shit does happen. People grow up. People do grow
Yeah.
up. So
People
I
grow
guess
up and
so.
knife fight ghosts.
Nice fight goes, or marry Macaulay Culkin. So there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens.
yeah. They have 2 kids together. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's
Okay.
who that is. I didn't even know that. You just started doing it
Yeah,
together.
yeah. They just, I mean, they've been married for like a year or two, and they had, or maybe 3, and she just had they just had their second kid. So I was just like, what the fuck? I didn't know they
I
were
know
married.
that they call themselves partners, right? Which is something I say about Kay.
Actually,
People think it's weird.
yeah, I was about to say. So I thought they got married. They were partners at first. Now they fully are married.
People think
I
that me
don't
and Kay
know.
are married too, because we've been together for like 13
I
years.
mean, it's kind of like, I mean, we get it. It's like most people assume that because when they see people that are always together, especially couples, they're going to assume that you're already married. But that's not always the case, because
No.
I'll see that even with lesbian couples. I'll think like lesbian couples. I sometimes think they're already married, just if I see them a lot, and I'm like, oh, they're just like dating, like and they've been dating for a while. But
Well, it's
it
also
is what it is.
yeah. Well, I mean, for a long time it was weird for like if you were not a straight couple, even with the domestic partnership, that's like not real marriage. So
Mm-hmm.
even still saying that, like I looked into getting a domestic partnership with Kay, but you can't do it unless you're over the age of 65 or gay, which
Wait,
is
what?
super weird. It's like,
That does not make sense. That sounds wrong. I feel like it should be over the age of 25, but 65? That doesn't
yeah,
make sense
65.
at all.
Yeah, it's
Is
super
it a
weird.
federal thing or a state thing?
It's a state thing,
Okay.
but in other places we wouldn't. There's some places in America where we would just be common law marriage, which I do not want. We just basically want to be able to share resources easier because, like, when it comes to like having kids and shit, it gets fucking weird. And when it comes to like,
Oh,
because we can't use each other's insurance and shit like that, like it's and just
oh,
like
yeah.
putting
You
down
have
as
to. Yeah, you have
beneficiaries,
to have
it's
the name.
annoying.
Yep. Yeah, you have to be either blood related or through legal means, like married, quote unquote. I'm using air quotes. So, yeah, I do. I remember back in the day, like back in the 90s, people would get married for convenience. Like if one person had insurance and the other didn't, and they were
Yeah.
friends, like, hey, we should get married. And they would do it for like, either insurance reasons or some kind of like beneficial reason. Like maybe they wanted them to adopt their kids because, they were like ill-bodied and they wanted someone to help and they had like a partner like, hey, for you to be signed off with my kids, for you to pick them up just from school or for you to sign off on medical stuff, we need to be married. And so they've been married just to like, help out that one partner's kids or whatnot. So I've seen that happen a handful of times.
Yeah,
So.
it's annoying. It's like I remember when I was young when I got married, first and only time. It's because both me and my partner at the time, my girlfriend at the time, we were she got pregnant, and then I was just like, well, she gets pregnant. What are you gonna? I mean, we gotta get married, right? That's just like that's the
That was the
script.
thing to do. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's not like GTA where you can just stomp her out and go, oh, you're not pregnant.
No, because I wouldn't have my oldest, and she's great.
Yeah, exactly. She's pretty awesome. I love the fact. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring up. I love the fact that, like, if you're a mainstay follower of us, a lot of the people, because they're around our age, they grew up with books, so they're reading books. Like, I think if you are listening to us, and you're probably under the age of maybe I guess 35 even. You're probably reading off of some kind of digital device, like a tablet or your phone, or
Yeah, I
whatever
listen
kind
to a
of
lot of books.
gizmo. Or you do audiobooks. I mean, but you read traditional like
Oh yeah, yeah.
paper and binder books, yeah. But some people don't even do that anymore.
I
It's
think
like weird. I mean, libraries still exist though.
one of these days I'm gonna start a book club because I know like the
Okay,
last when Maldos was on, last I think it was last week.
nice.
We were
That's
talking
what,
about books, and like a bunch of people in the chat were just like, books, blah blah. I was like, holy shit! All right, you
yeah,
guys read too.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're around our age. They grew up with books. There wasn't digital stuff like this. Like they're still reading. That's what we grew up with. We grew up with books where you read them from the library, take them home, read them, and then return them.
Well,
And
yeah,
then
but
as you
hold
get
on.
older,
You can bridge that to the new generation too, because even though like you might not read, because I haven't physically read a book in a really long, well, except to my youngest daughter, but those are like short
Hmm.
books. Actually, no, I'm reading to her Harry Potter, the first one, the Sorcerer's Stone. But
Oh shit.
anyway, like my vast consumption of new books is through Audible. So, and I listen to a
Mm.
lot of books. I just finished Contagion by Scott Sigler, which is hilarious because like one of the artists, one of my new favorite authors is Matt Dinneman. He's the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is a fantastic book series, one of my favorites of all time. And he tweeted out to listen to one of Scott Sigler's books, or to read it or whatever. So I read the book or listened to it, and it was a great book. And so now I'm chatting up with them on Twitter. I'm not gonna call it fucking X. And it's fucking great. Like the fact that in this day and age, if you're an older reader of books, you're listening or reading like newer books, like get on the reading list and follow your favorite authors, like Twitter or Instagram or whatever, because they're going to give you suggestions of other artists or I keep saying artists, Jesus Christ, other authors, and they're going
I
to be
mean,
really great suggestions.
in a way, there are artists. I mean, they're creating worlds and all this stuff. So
They are, but they're
I
authors.
get
I
it.
just kept fucking it up.
Yeah, but it's fine. The thing about me and Audible or audiobooks in general, I don't want to say it's cheating, but a lot of them are acted out by some of them are like the big ones. The big ones are acted out by like a fucking cast. It's like listening to like I know they used to do it back in the day when we talked to damn, I can't think of his name now, but Sam Raimi's brother, but he reenacts
Ted
like the
Raimi?
radio show. What? Ted
It's Ted,
Raimi,
right?
yes, there
Yeah.
you go, thank you. Yes, Ted Raimi. When they used to act out like stage like plays. They act out plays over the radio. It's basically what audiobooks are kind of today. To me, it's not the same. I understand that the source material is a book, but they're still kind of they hire actors, and some of them are like big Hollywood A-list actors acting out like a book. So I mean, for me, I prefer like the old page turning, old Picard, fucking heavy
So,
book type shit.
so let me give you two. So I understand like your thing about that, because I honestly I still enjoy like a very high production value for some audiobooks and even podcasts. But so Scott Sigler, like the books I'm listening to now, he actually is a narrator of his book series. The one I'm listening to, I think the next one, the third book in his series, is not by him, or it's not his voice. But also there's some really prolific voice actors that are just narrators for books that are really, really fucking good. There's a guy, goddamn, the guy who did Dungeon Crawler Carl, I think it's something Hayes.
Hayes.
Give me
Oh, I
one
thought you were gonna say
second.
Will Wheaton. I'm like, oh
No,
shit.
Will Wheaton's really good too, but this Will Wheaton, he's good, but this dude I'm talking about, hold on, Dungeon. Narrator. Jeff Hayes.
Oh, bad.
Jeff Hayes is one of the best fucking narrators for an audiobook of all fucking time. This dude is so good that I didn't know. Hold on, I gotta make sure that I'm saying the right thing here. Hold on, narrator. I think he's Asian. And
Is there there's no pictures of him? Well,
no, there's
when
pictures
you
of
get
him.
the Yeah. Well,
I don't even know if he's Asian or not. I don't. It doesn't matter what fucking ethnicity this dude is, but he's one of the best fucking narrators ever. He's from Sound Booth Theater, and if you listen to any one of his like narrated books, they're so good. I don't know how the fuck he does. Like he can sound like a woman, he sound like a dude, sound like a little girl. Like I'm just, and it's all just him. And when the latest book of Dungeon Crawler Carl came out, I followed Sound Booth Theater on YouTube, so I get notifications of when he was doing cold reads for the newest book of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
What's a cold read?
It's basically him just like reading the book, because like, so when you're a narrator for a book, like if you're doing like the audio version of it, like you're reading the book, but obviously there's a bunch of cuts and shit like that. So his cold read is like him literally opening up the fucking, not opening the book, but like basically reading the text first and like changing the way he talks and like changing the way he says. Like you'll hear the fuck ups and then he'll go back and like re-record. And then when he was doing it in this one, the actual author of the book, Matt Dinneman, was there listening to him live with us. And then Jeff would ask Matt questions of how should this person sound, and then he would give him feedback. And sometimes Matt would like pause Jeff and be like, "Hey, this is what I was going for with this voice," and it's like really cool to like see like the whole process of like how they actually do an audiobook. And it was like it was so much fun.
Read? Yeah, that's weird. It sounds like a behind the scenes kind of thing, but they call it a cold read. Like
yeah.
It's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. See, to me it sounds like a script reading type thing. Like, I think they have something similar in Hollywood, but I'm not 100%. I gotta ask my Hollywood friend or our Hollywood friend. Pretty interesting. But yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's still great that people are still consuming the written word, even though now we're going super way back and speaking the words of a story, telling the tale. I remember I talked about this years ago, back in 2015. The book called Understanding Comics, where the author talks about how we basically stories came about and how we told stories. So before, we would do stories auditorially. There you go. We would tell each other the stories. Later on, we would tell stories through pictures. And then after pictures came the words. And the words represented first the pictures, and the pictures represented the words, and the words became what was now written language. And it's pretty interesting that he talks about comics combining those two. We have the picture with the words. And that was like, an interesting analogy. It's a really great book. I highly recommend you read it somewhere. If it's an audio,
what is it called?
Like, download that shit. It's called Understanding Comics. It's a really good book. I don't remember if I got a PDF of it. I'm pretty sure I had to order the book because it was like out of stock almost everywhere because it's read across the country all the time at like universities everywhere. It's a great book though. It's very, very great. It's funny because the way that the book is told, it's told in comic book format, and he draws himself narrating the history of comics. It's very interesting. Pretty cool. I forget the author's name.
Not an audiobook.
It's not.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm looking in, I think. Hold on. Looking in the wrong spot.
Just going everywhere. Yeah, that same comment is great. What the hell is this guy's name? I actually emailed him. He's like, because the book is kind of old. He wrote the book like a while ago, and because of the book, he's so busy speaking at universities across the country that it's hard to him to sit still and have be on a podcast or anything because he's just so busy. But it's a really well written book.
Okay. I'll find it somewhere else.
Yes, Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art. And Scott McCloud. Yeah, that's him. Scott McCloud. Great guy. It's great. It's great fucking book. There's actually snippets of it online. Oh yeah, there's a book preview on Google, it looks like. There's 25 pages out of the 226 pages of the book. Yeah. Yeah, look at if you can look at the rating, it has pretty high ratings.
No, I see it on it's on Amazon.
Amazon? Oh yeah, Amazon.
It's not on Audible.
Damn, that sucks.
I can get
It'd be cool though. Right on.
Well, they have a school and library binding of it. What? Probably because there's looks like there's a lot of visuals in it. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's written like a graphic novel.
That's why it's an audiobook.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is written in '94. Wow.
Yeah, but he still talks of it to this day because it was so good.
Oh, and Neil Gaiman said this is a must-read book. Oh, sorry, must-read book.
There you go. It's won a bunch of awards, or it's been nominated for a bunch of awards. Even though it's a comic, it's a nonfiction book. that's pretty weird, but it's so good. It's a very good book. Highly recommend.
All right, well let's wrap this up. It's getting late, and
it is getting early. Yeah, same here. All right, what you got going on this weekend?
I am leaving on Friday to go to Thermal, California to go to the Jamboree. It's our first event for Rescue Residents, and I'll be out there doing my thing. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure out tomorrow. So I'm going to help out Papa Bear as much as possible because I know it's been very stressful for him and everybody else in Rescue Residents to put on this event. He's put in a lot of time and effort to put this on. We're going to have food, music, things showing how to convert an ambulance into an RV. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be there. So I'll be there on probably around 3 o'clock on Friday. And I'll be there most of the day on Saturday, but I got to drive back home on Saturday night. So I won't stay too late because I got to work on Sunday morning. But I look forward to doing that. And I'm still moving in. So I moved into our new house, but so I gotta still working on unpacking. The house is full of boxes. We got a lot of or at least some of our blinds in today because the house had no blinds in it. And then today I was told we had an inspection for the furnace, and the furnace was original with the house, and it's about my age. So needless to say, it's gonna fucking die soon. Unlike me, hopefully. So it's another the joys of home ownership.
Indeed. Oh,
that's all I got.
By the way, fuck HOAs. Just saying.
Fuck what?
HOAs.
Yeah, fuck HOAs. They're terrible.
Yeah. For me, by this time, probably tomorrow, I'll be ankle deep in cocaine and fucking surrounded by a bunch of fucking strippers.
Vegas, baby.
And/or porn stars. Yeah, I'll be in Vegas. I'm leaving for Vegas in 4 hours. So I'll be out there the whole weekend. I won't be back until next week. I probably won't be making next week's podcast because we'll probably be on the road, depending on when we leave, of course. But we're scheduled to not leave until Wednesday afternoon, which will be probably really late getting back here. So I made the cast tonight. I was going to be on the cast tonight, but things didn't. It didn't start off great, so I had to stay home. So I was able to make it to the cast, but yeah, I'm just getting out. I'm leaving for Vegas literally in 2.5 hours or 4.5 hours. So it's gonna be fun. I'm hoping it'll be fun. It's kind of weird, even though there's drama before we even launch off. But I'm hoping that Vegas will basically melt all that shit away. And I'm looking forward to seeing some good friends I haven't seen since June, and other friends, my cousins going. It should be a good fucking time, a good little release just before Christmas. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to the game on Sunday because it's a Raider game my friend's going to, but we shall see. You never know. Could end up on TV. We'll see.
Save money and go to Fremont Street.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, we're going there eventually, but yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's it for me. Gonna be in Vegas starting T-minus 4.5 hours. So.
Well, have fun in Vegas, my ninja.
I will try. Hopefully I don't die. What's up?
Take us out of here.
Wow. Users experience Black and Black Times Affinity, the dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with B than BTI. That's BTHANBTI, anywhere you consume your podcast. Check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/BNBTI, on Discord. We have a Discord. There you go. We have a Discord. You can email us. Let us know you want to join the Discord at bnbti@gmail.com. We're on the most social media platforms except for, I think, one. I can't think of which one. But even the platform formerly known as Twitter, we're on there as well. bnbti.
It's still known as Twitter.
There you go.
If you go to twitter.com, you know where the fuck you're going.
That's it.
Yeah, rock this bitch, please.